It's alright. Y'all ain't gotta give me my stars. I'm gonna get them regardless. I just want to come on here and rant because I've been in a ranting mood. I've been ranting, y'all. It's some things that I feel like shit done turned up. It turned up to the point where it just seemed like the interferences that keep me triggered, keep me just like fired up, have increased. And as that has happened, I feel like now social media, not even just scrolling, but expressing myself has been my comfort. It has been my, really, I'm just looking at my dog who was wet as fuck because she wanted to go outside in the rain, get up on my couch. And the crazy thing, her house is right there with her big dog bed inside of it and a blanket. So if she wanted to, she could have went over there. She is sitting in my spot too. So that's another interference, but I'm not even going to play into her right now. And she knows that I'm talking about her because she looking. Okay? That's how, like, I want y'all to understand this. People are being used. Your vessel, your temple. Did your mommy ever tell you your body is your temple? And because we did not treat this vessel like a temple, others gain access to this very same place. You give your access. You allow people to access you. And that is why now we don't have full controls over our temples. But you can always get it back. And because of this, there's a lot of things that people do. Look, a lot of things that people do. I hope y'all read that petition update earlier, because that motherfucker is a sarcastic ass Gemini. I swear to gosh. I don't know if he wrote that email to me, but it definitely had his tone in it. So that's one thing. Like I feel like my emotions are very strong. I could cry right now. I could laugh. I could do a lot of things. I could fuck somebody up. It's just that I'm trying to be I'm not even trying. I'm being my best self. And some of that stuff isn't required. It's just the fact that I have to be able to balance myself and to be able to, restore my energy when I get amplified and want to rant. So this is me doing that. I'm using it. I'm like being creative with it. Okay. And you can like literally see, I'm not even going to get into that deep because some of y'all ain't even that deep. So I'm not going to get that deep with y'all. This is just still my public platform. So until I start to gain some real players, some real team cooperation, some real village from this sector of my life, I won't get that deep. I'll give you some surface level stuff, maybe a little bit of deep, but not that deep. Okay, because this place here, I could tell social media on Facebook and Instagram is kind of the same. Well, really it's Facebook, because Instagram even, I get a little bit, people just come in and support me. Facebook is some stiff-faced fucking haters all around the board. And that's why they never really give you any penalties and I don't really get penalized. Like, they never fucking penalize me or anything. And I post what I want to post, and I'm never flagged about it. Now, this same post somewhere else would have been fucking flagged. And the reason is why is because they already know people are not supporting that shit any fucking way. So just like I know, and this is why I talk, because I know motherfuckers come and watch my videos later on. It's just that they don't want me to see them in real time. And then they probably banking on the fact, well, they probably don't even think that far, but I don't even go and look and see who watched my shit, for real. I really don't give a fuck. I just want somebody who the message is for it to reach. And all this stuff is practice to me. Like, it's practice to me because I need to be, I'm still working on my speech delivery. I need to be able to stay on the topic and not go over here and go over there and go over there. Because I know what I'm going to say. I was starting off saying some shit about how people can use you. I didn't write this part down. I just had to look over there because I almost lost it again. But people, like the energy, You can be used, not people, but energies can use you at this point because your vessel is open. So people are being used by demonic spirits. Now I'm going to open up. I'm not even going to open up with I'm not even going to open up with a rant about what the fuck I wrote down. I'm going to get there. But what I want to rant about is how hypnotized and brainwashed and used to abuse people are. They do not ask questions. They just take the information that's given to them without even fact checking shit. They take it and they say okay, and they go on about their day, believing sometimes the wrong shit. That's my confirmation. Every time I talk and then I get a boop, 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 something like that, it's confirmation. You believing in the wrong shit. You won't fact check the wrong shit, right? So then you go on building your life and acting off of misinformation. Now, let me tell y'all something. Right now, snap the fuck out of it because snap the fuck out of it because let me tell you something. What's happening right now in front of our faces is the rollout of the New World Order. Okay? This is something that I have watched on YouTube 15 years ago. Yeah, like it's been like 15 years, 15, 10 in between there. Before YouTube was uncensored, they had the information about what was going on behind the scenes. There were geniuses on YouTube that used to give very descriptive explanations for shit that was going on and how they used to show us what was going on that people believe was always a conspiracy, that I believe that those same people that always holler conspiracy are the very same people that are in your comments. They're in, different conversations, and they're there to say certain cliche terms, words, or whatever that they come up with to, let's say, whip the mind back into shape. To whip the mind back into not thinking outside the box. You have people like that. So I feel like the people conspiracy, and I don't know if they are like program people. And this would make sense as to why you do have NPCs in the world, right? Because these NPCs can be controlled and to help build agendas, to help start these agendas. Because it's like, yo, me personally, I know I'm human. I know I serve Yahweh. I know I'm a believer. I know I am indigenous to this earth, to this planet, and to America. And there's a lot of things, warfare that's been put on me, attacks spiritually, evil things that's been put on me, but it never changed the very fiber of who I am. I decided who I was. The situation never decided for me who I was. And that's with anything. It's even when I put a substance in my body. If I'm drinking, yeah, it might have a little bit of weight on me, but at the end of the day, what I decide is what I decide. You feel me? And that's how it's always been. But with some people, they act like they don't have control over themselves. They don't have control over their decisions, and they go with the trends. Like every damn thing that's trending in social media, on TV, like this is what they go with. Like they are all about trends, don't know nothing about spirituality, deepness, depth. They don't know anything because they're trendy people. And these people, I feel like, are the NPCs. And now that we know about them, we can identify who they are because of the way they act and the choices they make, the decisions they say, the shit that they say out their mouths. Now, I believe that most people in the 8 billion came from a mom and a dad. They came out of a vagina. But then you have some people that were lab created. The consciousness put in them, and they mimic the very temples that we have. This is why they're easier to be copyright. They can be programmed. You can put a program in them. You can subscribe their mind or their personality to be this certain type of way. And I just really feel like that even more now so than ever. So what's causing me to think that is because the charades and the shenanigans that I see that's happening right before my eyes just because I'm fighting this petition and I'm amplifying my voice. See, I don't think that they ever thought that this would get out the way that it is. And therefore, it's making them stumble around like Larry, Curly, and Moe. And also, it's making them pass the responsibility around like hot fucking potato. No one wants to hold the heat in their hands. So let me just run this back so that you will be on the same track that I'm on. My son died, right? They tell me he OD'd off of fentanyl. I get a high profile lawyer that I see celebrities promoting, right? This is the first lawyer that I go to because they have law firms all across the United States, which means they have resources. They have pull. They're well known. That lawyer kept me on their database for a whole month during the time my son died until the end of March, and then dropped me like a hot potato when they found out my son had fentanyl in his system. They did not want to do an investigation. They didn't want to dig for information. They just said, oh, that's it. We can't represent you. Because I feel like there's something that is taking place, or something that took place, like the winter solstice. See what I'm saying? I'm not at the winter solstice took place. And I know I'm going to start talking conspiracy. I know that a lot of rituals had happened during that time. Not to mention, my son always talked about being gang stalked. He talked about that. And I think that gang stalking is coming with family for some reason, because it started amplifying around a certain time. Like after my son got jumped, after we became homeless, is when this gang stalking began. But honestly, for me, I was noticed by some people that are elite people as a teenager. Now, I don't know if they've been coming to me since I was a child, but they made that introduction to me as a teenager through mail. So I knew I was being watched. I knew I was being monitored. I don't know who these people are. And maybe I was supposed to be with them, but I chose not to. My destination and my destiny was to do something else. Even though I feel like I was probably being groomed for something that I broke away from. I don't know. Then I got into spirituality. I don't know why the fuck I got into that, but that helped me to see a lot of things. That helped me to build my strength. It helped me to get answers to questions that otherwise I probably would have went crazy very young, because a lot of shit took place that I needed to know why the fuck is it happening to me. I'm not a person that things can happen to without me questioning why. And then people have problems with you questioning that. They always had a problem with me questioning shit. Some things you're just not supposed to know. Well, guess what? I guess that's for you, but for me, I need to know. So I'm going to find out. And that's what happens a lot, man. A lot. And I have somebody, this is going to piggyback into one thing that I wrote down about energy that always disrupts me. It interrupts me. It's an interrupting energy. When I'm trying at the peak of expression, or at the peak of me, about to level up, or at the peak of me gaining some type of information, a big disruptor happens, and it's used through a person. And I'll talk about that. I'll piggyback off of that. But anyway, so since my son passed away, they've been using a lot of ritualistic things. And not only that, you have to remember that we're talking about the government. We're talking about the president. We're talking about a government industry, a government facility, And with that being said, their tools are not like I can pick up my camera, my smartphone, my tablet, a computer, a microphone. They are picking up the fucking social media. They're picking up the World Wide Web. They're picking up TV newscast and broadcasting systems, news, Fox 45, CBS. They could go on and do that. They could stage people. And this is another thing. Okay, so let me bring it all in for y'all. My son died They built a fucking fentanyl pandemic, a fentanyl epidemic in Baltimore. Once the petition got out, once people started talking, once, a little sweat. I don't know what's been going on behind the scenes. I can't say. All I know, like the storm that just happened, that was definitely warfare. That was something that just happened. Okay? And it is, I'm really kind of drained, but I'm using my energy to alchemize it and stay on my path. So today I was so drained that I feel like I can't make an update video because I'm overwhelmed. But I can talk about this because what I need y'all to see is that this shit is not like what it used to be. This is, we're going into the new world order. That's why I said snap the fuck out of it. This is not 1995. Like, we're going into a new time where shit is going to be very uncomfortable for us if we do not start to open our eyes and do some shit about it, unless you are part of this agenda. So my son died. Trump or whoever, people put fentanyl in Baltimore big enough. This story, they probably like, this story has to be big enough so people will believe that there is a fentanyl epidemic in Baltimore, because this child came from Baltimore, Maryland. We want them to think that they bought the same drugs from Baltimore to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh Job Corps, and OD'd in the room, regardless of the fact that we told her it was lividity, the reason why he has visible knots, like somebody said, bop, upside your head, and niggas know when you hit somebody what happens. So let's not play like we don't know where knots come from. Like, stop playing with me. In a nose that's crooked like this. Stop playing with me. Like, that right there lets me know signs of struggle, physical violence happened to my son. Because that does, when you pull a skin down, it doesn't break your nose. Lividity is pooling of the blood in the position that you died, my friend. So if I was like this and died, where's the gravity going to go? Is it going to go up in the air? Is my blood going to shoot out my head? Is it going to come out my elbows and underarms? Or is it going to go down to my butt because I'm sitting on a chair, be in my butt, and probably go down my legs to my ankles and my feet and stuff like that? That is the idea of lividity. And when someone tells you that lividity happened and you see your son's head, face deform, then you know they're fucking lying. That is, and because I just made that clear distinction, like I am spelling this shit out and I'm painting it like Picasso. And the fact that no one is still not baffled and shocked and understanding that, oh my gosh, that is a crime. Like, this is not an OD. The fact that it's just not registering to people is letting me know it's a delay. It's a delay out here. People are delayed. And the only way that they feel like this shit is important is if it fucking happens to them or someone they know. Mighty fucking funny is a lot of people dying this year, ain't it? Mighty fucking funny it is. And this is just the beginning. So to say, oh, it didn't happen to me is so fucking strange, to think that you are invincible and that none of the plagues that are coming to this planet will affect you. It's almost like you need to pick a fight right now and be bold about that shit, or unless, things are going to close up on us. Our freedoms are going to close up on us very fast. So while you still have a voice, you want to be able to express that shit, because Trump is rolling these bills out like he paying strippers. Like, ones is flying, bills is flying, honey. And the things are changing like that. And people are still delusional, worried about the wrong shit. Hello? This can happen to anybody at a regular public school. Elementary school, daycare, high school, college. It can happen. You know why? Because people bring drugs to school. You know why? Because people are violent in school. We've seen it. We've seen people getting jumped at school and things like that. But the only difference is there's someone immediate to be held accountable, right? There's a teacher there. There's a gym teacher, a staff member, a principal. But why wait until this happens to someone else before you choose to care about it? Why? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. So I'm amplifying my voice. 26 people wind up ODing, just dropping on Pennsylvania Avenue. Like, that is not suspicious to y'all. It's not they didn't get shot. Did they all take it at the same time? Like, all right, everybody, 5, 4, 3, 2. And it went in their system at the same time, and everybody's system, regardless if drugs hit you differently, because I know I can smoke some weed, the same weed that this person over here can smoke, this motherfucker over here could be gnawing up, and I'm going to be looking regular. So everybody's body do not react to the same shit the same way, and I'm pretty sure all of these people were different body sizes, blood types, genders, all of those things that take into account of how a drug affects you. But yeah, all of these motherfuckers just drop. Like, that is just, like, really? Then I'm hearing the investigation is still going, but what the police found in these drugs was not the same thing that the scientists found in the drugs, which means that more than likely fentanyl was not the dominant thing in the drug that made all those 26 people drop. I heard there was antifreeze in it. And that makes more fucking sense. It makes more sense as to how you could get 26, 25 people to drop at once off of something. And this, my friends, is what I want you to understand, that they lie in your fucking face. And then what they do is, because so to keep you close to the ritual, they will also stroke your emotions, right? So they had the addicts on TV talking about how they died, how they felt. So you would rather hear way more stories about these addicts and their lives rather than figuring out how the fuck they got the pill inside of it or whatever it was, the substance. Like, let's put the stories together. Who are these addicts? Are they paid addicts? Because I'm starting to see that, like I said, some people are just actors. They're fucking actors. And I don't care if it came on Baltimore, Fox 45 TV. These motherfuckers are actors. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you why. But I'm going to get there. So you got that going, right? Next week, Trump is back in Pittsburgh. Trump is back in Pittsburgh now. Why the fuck would he be in Pittsburgh? Would he be checking on the Job Corps, finding out information? Yo, he probably did that shit under the scene. Behind the scene, he probably went to go see Bob Gottschalk. He probably went to go see Ed Fowler, Stephanie Ballard, whoever the fuck is involved. Like, it's more people involved on the reports that they're probably, who knows, they might have got fired, moved around, who fucking knows, all to cover this story up, right? So, bam, he goes to Pittsburgh and he has an inauguration for $9 million, $9 billion, one of the two, in Bitcoin and energy. So he has this huge inauguration on the front, on the TV. But behind the scenes, he was probably doing some dirty work in Pittsburgh. He was probably helping them bury some shit in Pittsburgh, burn some shit up in Pittsburgh. Then the very next day, on that Tuesday, this man drops the Fentanyl Act of 2025, showing all of these grieving families that should not die of fentanyl. Was that enough for me? Because my face wasn't up there. These were the faces of the families that were paid off to make it seem like justice was served. These are the actors that they put in front of us to make it seem like they doing some shit, but the whole time they covering shit up. Because remember, they have their hands on the media. They can report to their cell phone is Fox 45 News. They have paid actors. Like, I have to go get, people that might want to be in my video or my show. They got motherfucking paid actors. And if it's not paid actors, then it's families that are willing to take that money and shut the fuck up and act. They might be like, Oh, you want to do this position? You want to act and act like this, act like a junkie and talk about God and all this? Yeah, do that to pull on them heartstrings. So you did that shit, right? And it's all over the news. And now, oh, hold up. We forgot. We fucking forgot. Did I forget in March? Did I say March and April? They had all the families of Job Corps all over the news. Oh, Job Corps shutting down. That was the beginning of the ritual. They pulled on everybody's heartstrings. And some of these RAs and people that's speaking up, I'm pretty fucking sure are evil as fuck, and they understand the cover up, because the people that has been dying at the Job Corps are not just in Pittsburgh. They're across the 52 states, and it's some of the Job Corps more than others. That the same types of random mysterious deaths are being had, and they are not telling the families. They are not sharing the information with the families. So I'm not sure. That's why I'm like, why aren't families, like, I'm pretty sure people lost their child, and it's like, I'm not having no other families or parents or moms or dads reaching out to me like, hey, this happened to me, when I know I didn't. Like, for instance, it was a girl on TikTok that I saw when this first happened in February. I was looking up Job Corps deaths. Her niece, they said they found her in bed, OD'd in California. She was like, my niece don't even take fentanyl. She don't even take drugs. Same fucking shit. And she made this little video with a candle. And then I reached out to her on her comments and in her inbox and asked her, I'm like, we can join forces. We can X, Y, and Z. She disappeared, and I think she blocked me because I can't even find the video no more. It was a Hispanic guy on Reddit talking about the police told him that his son jumped off of fell off of a tower. He wants to know what happened to his son. He was vocal on Reddit. I inboxed this man, no response. So I'm just trying to figure out what keeps people quiet when they've lost a child. What makes them give up? Or is it that some people are really struggling and going through it and become very depleted and tired? Because you have to be very creative. When, like me as a mom, I have to be very creative to fight for justice for my son, while others seem to just get the shit. So what I'm starting to see is that these people that are in media, that they use to put on a pedestal and act like justice was served, was only paid actors to keep the non-disclosure and all of the cover-ups covered up. That's all it was. So while in the public we see someone that actually got rewarded, that actually got justice, behind the scenes, all the other deaths, murders, crimes and shit is still being covered up because they never was talked about. Those families, those mothers, those parents, those members of that love that person are still grieving and fighting for answers silently. And some probably gave up because they keep running into brick walls. Now, I've exhausted every level. I've went up to the federal level, and I had got White House response. And they told me to go back down to federal and state level, and was even fucking sarcastic and smart enough to tell me to go to social services because they could probably provide immediate relief. What the fuck is social services going to do? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is what they told me. And I'm talking about my son died. You think I'm taking it? Fuck no. So I don't know. I'm just keep talking about it. I'm telling everybody, that I talk to, and people are saying, you're not the only one going through this. But yet I feel like the people in media, like the two boys that was in Georgia, they were in Georgia. They were supposed to get on the airplane to go home. They got in the Uber and wound up somewhere in the mountains. And they saying the KKK then came and did this, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, the firemen then got locked up for tampering with evidence. Guess what, y'all? Those families are fucking paid actors. If not paid actors, they're like Masonic people. And they are here to put the agenda on us because they want a race war. They want to keep the fucking race war going. They want to keep the division. So just like with the Ben Crump, because guess what? Ben Crump denied me too. High-profile lawyers have denied me. You would think they would want to take my case and fight for me. They fucking denied me. Ben Crump denied me in digital form. He didn't even have the dignity to talk to me himself. So, but yet, with his black guys in the car, and the police is telling him to get out of his car and he refuses to, so they break the window and pull him out and beat his ass on the side of the road. Ben Crump is up there like a rising dick in the morning talking about, oh yeah, I'm representing him. And then you got these white people like, well, he did wrong. He should have got out the car. And then you got black people like, yeah, I'm tired of this. Because that shit is the shit that they want. Those are the actors, the NPCs, all of that they use to keep the agendas going, and they use the media to keep the people like us fired up with animosity against each other because they need that. They don't want us to know that all this bullshit is going on underground, like the 50 children in Virginia that are missing. And the only way you can discover this shit is if you get truth tellers like me. You go to TikTok and you get people that's using their platforms to talk about it, because you can't go onto the media and see anything like that. They don't want that agenda because it's real. It's fucking real. And it's taken away from our very rights every day. So until we look, I mean, after a while, we're going to look up and we're not going to have shit. We all going to be in a FEMA camp. Because we're allowing the glitz and the glam of media and everything else that's distracting us from reality to fucking, keep us there. Now, one thing that I could say that scared the shit out of me, today I got a policy from the school that said they have a new school policy of no phones. At first, our children were able to take their phones throughout the schools, but not no more. They want them phones in a locker. And I feel like, I mean, I can see what they saying as far as distractions and kids, making TikToks or doing things that they shouldn't be doing during lecture time. But at the end of the day, those phones are also a safety device and a straight connection to our child to know that everything is good. And with all the emergencies that's happening in these public schools, I want to call my daughter. I don't want to have to go through calling the office and then the office put me on hold because of hundreds of other parents calling concerned about their kid. You see what I'm saying? They rolling out this shit because they want to be able to separate us from our kids. Next thing you know, 100 Baltimore county or city school kids are missing. The bus disappeared. And parents so fucking got their head up their ass and don't know what's really going on that they just like, they don't know what the fuck to do. They don't know what the fuck to do because every year in the corner, you got these moms out there with their wine and all this, oh yeah, my kid's going to school. Oh, I'm about to turn into a whore. Like, that's what they do. So they pumping it up to make you, and who are the moms? You see what I'm saying? They're using the certain people to set the example for other people to be like, oh yeah, this is right. I should feel good about sending my kid to school. You want after school, before school program, weekend like it's programming people to want to put their kids. And I'm going to tell you, a hurricane come, a natural catastrophe come, I feel safe that my fucking kid is here. And if there's an earthquake, we go on earthquake together in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my kid to be away and I don't know what's going on. But this is what they're doing. So this is just a small step that I want to give you as an example of what's going on a grander scale. So what's happened with my son is just one of the things that is happening, taking place in a new world order. So they're harvesting our energy. That is also helping them to continue to keep this going. So when everybody is on at home and looking at their phones and all this, oh, we don't want Job Corps to close. We don't want you professing the very thing that needs to happen. You're professing the opposite of the very thing that needs to happen. Job Corps does need to close. That shit need to be burnt down. Them spirits that died there need to be free from off of that campus, off of these campuses. Those secrets need to be exposed. Just like Epstein. Y'all care more about that with famous people than you even care about what's happening in your own damn neighborhoods. That's why a car can come and sit on your block for 3 hours and nobody is in question of who the fuck that is. But let a black person do it. Y'all, oh my gosh, she looks suspicious. Let me call the police. Like, wrong shit. Y'all worried about the wrong shit. Y'all be worried about the wrong motherfucking shit. So, when y'all say, I don't see color, that's bullshit, man. Color is seen. But what I'm seeing is how motherfuckers acting. I'm seeing past that. That's some bullshit to me. And everybody acts scared to call shit out. I know they do, because even with the parking around here, right? When I started being vocal about that, of course you had your bullies, they was ganging up on me. You had your people that really felt the same way and they was telling me. And you got people that's like very, very angry about the shit. They know what cars got flats and should be moved. They know what's going on with the houses are overpopulated and should be da-da-da-da. But yet you ain't doing shit about it. You ain't doing a damn thing about it. So what I'm noticing, you have a lot of people that like to do this, and the only motherfucking time that they can put out any type of energy is if it's negative energy. They are big earners of negative energy. Like, they could go out here, start a fight somebody, go jump somebody, go steal from the store, go do all this shit. But when it comes to standing up for what's right, for stopping some shit that happened, motherfuckers' dicks is tucked up their ass. Motherfucking y'all titties is sagging, y'all nipples soggy for real. But yet, all for the wrong things, y'all standing up. Y'all, y'all welcome. Y'all, oh yeah, I need to go check a GoFundMe to make sure to see how, they getting their money. But for shit that's really happening, that's going to have your ass in a space of sorrow, you will not take the steps to try to make things better. And that's just, to me, it lets me know that people do not work on themselves. They do not work on themselves. They think that changing their outfits, doing their hair, getting a haircut, putting on some shoes is making yourself better. You ain't changing shit but the outside. That inside is still the same that it was. And a lot of people are still stuck in childhood traumas. So they act out, and that's why ain't nobody growing up and the shit ain't snapping to you, because you're still stuck in a childhood trauma state. And when you're stuck in that state, you can't help but be petty, immature, worried about the wrong shit. All the wrong, you not even wired right. And y'all just out here mixing and mashing and procreating with each other and making more and more and more of that. One person can't teach the next person a damn thing. A damn thing. And that's why so many sacrificial children on top of, is sacrificial children and people on top of the shit that we already got going on. Like we need that. So I'm always here as an anchor of strength, a pillar of strength. Not an anchor to pull you down, but to ground you and to help you to understand that even you, the $100,000 a year earner, even you, the Hermes bag bitch with the Balenciaga shoes, are still living in your childhood trauma phase, and your insides do not match the outside. And if you worried about what was on the inside more than how you looked on the outside, then you would be okay. You would be great. You would be good. You would be a blessing to your community, to your household, to your relationships. You would be a blessing, and you wouldn't even have that many people around you like that. You wouldn't have that big group, them friend attachments, because they wouldn't want to be around somebody like that. They do not want to be around somebody that's going to tell them about themselves. People don't want to be around that shit. You wouldn't be that damn popular, and you know what I'm saying? The only people that's like that is people that's in that lower vibration. That's serving something that is consumable to people that don't want to lift themselves up. I'm not saying anything, to make myself look better than anybody, because I'm telling you, like, y'all all know I done been through rock bottom and came up. I just learned from my shit. I don't repeat the same thing. You know, I get better with time, and that's how it's supposed to be. So, with that being said, I have really came to a part today where I got a little burnt out. You know, updates, petition updates, video updates. It's all been working. It's all been growing. Some slowly but surely, but it has. But it's kind of draining. It becomes a little draining and overwhelming. And also I have to remember, as a follower of Yahweh, as a warrior of Yahweh, praise Yah, praise Yahweh, right? As a follower of the mighty, powerful God of all gods, Yahweh, I have to remember that energy, that he, she energy that coexists in one is also fighting for me. So sometimes it requires me to take action. But then after I've taken the action, it's almost like, you know, I've started my own swinging and now I'm tired. Daddy, I need you. Well, not daddy, but, you know, Yahweh, I feel, is like an omnipresent. So even though we say dad or male or whatever, it's omni. It's a blend. It's woman and man. So yeah, I need that push now. Now it's time for you to go to work for me. And that's what that presence, that spirit, that godliness is here for. And so I know that these talks are needed too, for the people that come on and listen. They're needed. You know, and so let's move on. Let's just move on a little bit, because I had some things written down. Okay, let's go from bottom to top. Everybody is used to talking with no action. Everybody is used to talking with no action. Why? Because a lot of people live in fear. They live in fear of... Look, y'all, I didn't get a confirmation the whole time. And then I said that. So they live in fear of a lot of things. Fear. And I used to stay in my head about some things, but I realized, like, this is life, y'all. And the reason why it's so repetitive and it's not incredible and wonderful is because we don't make it like that. And as soon as you snap out of certain beliefs, you'll start to see that things will work itself out in other ways that you never even thought. And it gives you room to explore other... It gives you room to explore those other avenues of life. And I feel like we could all be so much more creative and just wonderful if we were able to explore that shit. Like, you know, I would see so many different sides of people because their interests would be, they would lead with their interests. And it would make them so much more just unique and open. It would make them so much more unique and open to the public. It would make them so much more unique. But because people are in a program where you gotta eat, sleep, shit, wake up, go to work, come back home, you know, you have your little entertainment in between, it has caused people to dwindle down so much and compress themselves and take on other lower vibrational emotions all the time, like stress and anger and worry. And because we are chasing the things that were put in front of us to chase. But it's like, I almost feel like this. It's almost like this. This one metaphor that was told to me went like, there was a baby elephant, and the baby elephant had a, what you call it, like a handcuff, like an arm cuff. He was chained to like the yard, and he had like a cuff around his leg. So this baby elephant stayed in this place, but over time, months and months passed, he started growing and growing and growing, and he grew so big and strong that the cuff broke and he was free to go. But because he was free and never checked to see if, that cuff was still on his leg, he stayed in the same space all the time. Like, he never left the yard. And that is what I feel like people have became, the wear and tear. But y'all, I want y'all to understand this process. Because we were born on a planet that was hijacked, and that was hijacked. I want you to think of a product that you created. So you create a product, you know the shelf life of the product, right? You are an actual expert about this product, and now you know the shelf life. So because you know the shelf life, you know how many months it will take for this product to go bad. You know what it would take to preserve this product. You know what will take, like if the product started sweating out, let's say it was a gel or something, and it stayed in heat, and you know to put it back in the refrigerator. You just know all about your product, right? So you know when you add certain things to your product, it can become a toxin. Now this product is toxic because I added this there. So we don't want to add this to this product. We know that if this product stays on the shelf for 40 years, it's going to start decaying. The product is going to start falling apart. It's not going to hold the substance. We know if we pour water in this product that it will start to lose its form and its shape and its substance. The water will, make it, it'll deplete all the nutrients that was in it. It's not going to hold its form. You're going to waste it. We know that if you freeze the product is going to get hard. Hey, Remy. The product is going to get hard. It's going to stay in a freezer. Saying this to say, the people that hijack this planet knows very much about human and who we are and what we are made of, which is the reason why they have to create so many obstacles to put in front of our face, right? So they know that in a lifespan, let's say growing up over in the Americas. In the Americas, there's a lot of smog. There's a lot of pollution. You got a high rate of overweightness, high cholesterol, diabetes, blood pressure. And it's through the food that we serve them in this environment. We're going to make sure. Now, okay, we look at this environment. Okay, these people are still too healthy. So let's just take all of these plants. Let's take it all out of this environment. They don't need to have any nutrients in this environment. Let's just put male plants. So they put the male plants in the environment. They took the nutrients out of the environment. Oh man, these people they're still thriving. They've started vegan diets and they've started exercising. So let's spray chemtrails over this environment. So now that we've done X, Y, Z, J, A, B, C to these people, we know with the blood types that's in this part of the nation, depending on race, depending on gender, depending on a lot of different things, right? That they have a sustenance to live for 40 years. So we know if it's 3 billion people on this side of the planet, right? And we need this amount of money because all of these people are checks. We have their birth certificates. And every time one of these people are born and one of these people die, we get paid. So we need this many people to die because we have this debt that needs to be paid off, or we need this energy depleted from this earth. We need the baby boomers gone, all of that. So we know that. So let's shake some shit up. Let's shake some shit up because these baby boomers are living a little longer. Let's throw in a little weather anomaly. Let's cause half of them to flood or whatever. We know that over even in the state, let's just even call it the state of this part of the world of the United States. Let's just say in New York. We know a baby in New York, specifically Brooklyn, a black baby in Brooklyn is going to grow up in a tight space if his mom is making this amount of money per year. He's going to be susceptible to mold and rats and this and that and this and violence. So we're going to give him, we already know his life expectancy. It's just like you have a valuation for your business. Like we know the projected valuation for my business in 5 years will make $25 million. They have a fucking valuation for these people that grow up in these different parts of the city. So they're going to say, yeah, Malik, oh yeah, about 23. We're going to give him 23 to 40. We can expect in Brooklyn that we'll have 50,000 black males between 28 and 40 that's going to die this year. So this is how much money we can expect to have. You can't forget that. You can't forget that we're their business. And every time we are born or every time we die, they get money on us. Every time we go to work for them, they getting money. They getting a cut of the money they get a cut out of our money that they're using to pay us. They get a larger percentage of that. They're able to now open up some type of account because we work for them and they have access to our funds now. And y'all, you need to understand this shit. And that is how this world is set up. I'm pretty fucking sure it is. Because when they throw new things like the vaccines and all that shit and people don't take them and they push hard for you to take them, like, oh, we'll give you this, we'll invest, we'll give you $40,000, a lottery ticket, to take that vaccine. That's because they needed a certain amount of people to die at that time. They was expecting that money so that they could go into the next process of the new world order. Did you forget the Georgia Guidestones that got destroyed? Did you forget that? Or did you think it was still a conspiracy? Because I'm telling you today, my friend, none of this shit is a conspiracy. Those people, those conspiracy head ass people, were only there to make sure that you don't think those things are conspiracies. That you would never think some of these things that are conspiracies are conspiracies. And now when you're fucking 60 and 50 years old and you see that it's reality, you feel like shit. And you're too old to even fight it because you thought it was a conspiracy your whole life. You get what I'm saying? And so I want y'all to understand that within itself. And with that being said, you might have a lot of people that understand this. You might even have a lot of people that preach this out their mouth. But when it comes to taking action, I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of people trying to form anything. I don't see anybody trying to organize anything. Teaching is one thing, but what are you going to do with the information? And not only that, you can teach people something, but singularly, we're nothing. We have to come together for some shit. So it's called an activation that needs to happen in some type of organized structure that needs to be built upon the common mind people that can understand what time we living in. Without that, we are going to be fucked and screwed. And like y'all like to say, we are going to be chopped. I think that's what it's called, chopped. Okay, so to the people with platforms that talk, let's start giving some type of instruction with the lesson. You know, teachers teach, but then they give instructions. They give instructions. They don't expect you to go out and do the same thing that they're doing. We don't need a lot of people doing that. We need people that's... Exactly. We need people that's taking action. All right? So the next thing I want to talk about is nobody grasping common sense ideas. I don't think no one wants to grasp the common sense ideas. And at the time, I feel like I was fired up saying this shit. I was very fired up saying that no one wants to grasp these common sense ideas because they are living in fear. If you understand in life that we're going to die anyway, you are going to die, I'm going to die, then you have to realize that the actions we take now mean everything. If you're not taking action, like, what are you doing? What do you want to be remembered by? What do people know you for now? And if you die tomorrow, are you okay with that? Are you just talking shit? Are you starting trouble with people? And you got a whole lot of people that's following you doing that, and you die tomorrow, like that's what you want to be remembered by? Causing confusion? Being the person that said, oh, your son was black, that's bullshit, and you die tomorrow, like that's so crazy. Or being a person that sat here and got gangs and group members of cults, and the gang stalk people and do all this stuff because you fucked up and you want to hide behind your fucked up shit and try to make other people look bad, so you lie on them or whatever, and then you die tomorrow. Like, is that what you want to be remembered for? Because all of these bad, fucked up things, these low vibrational things, they can always be turned around. You can change tomorrow. You can change today. But I would say, don't take tomorrow for granted. We all know life cannot be taken for granted. So why wait till tomorrow? Do something small and take the chance. But hey, I'm not here to make you change. I would love that for you. But at the end of the day, it's all on you. I can only just give you the word. You know what I'm saying? And let you know that you can freaking change. Like, I don't give a fuck what you did. You can rewrite. You can right all your wrongs. And you just have to be genuine and learn the art of repenting to Yahweh. Yeah, that shit, like, it's called accountability. And a lot of people don't like to take accountability. They like to negate away from true facts. And they like to negate away from the reality of things for their feelings. And that's where they have to learn lessons. So, again, I can only say something. But if there has to be some type of lesson learned, like, I'm not there to teach anybody shit. If I happen to be there and did something or said something that taught you a lesson, by all means, it was not intended by me. That's just something that happens in life where you become other people's karma. But I don't fucking go about my day thinking that or trying to be that. You know what I'm saying? But right now, what I can say is that I've turned a lot of my pain and hurt into being expressive and creative. So that's where this shit is coming from. It's not about being spiteful or whatever to anybody. Now, the last thing I want to say, and I'm glad you're here, Raimi, because this is kind of piggybacking off of you. It's okay. So there's an energy that I feel that followed me, right? And when I say that in the beginning of this lesson, how people's vessels can be used and they don't even know it, which is why you have to understand yourself. You have to understand the space that you take within this body. And if you don't, then anything can happen to you and you don't even know. Like, you could be possessed, you can have demonic attachments and you wouldn't know the difference because you don't know who you are. So before, like, Raimi, I'm always busy. I'm always out and about. I'm doing these things. And how many times did I used to tell you, like, yo, I swear to God, like, I literally probably just put my song on. Like, the bitch went, boom. And then, hold up, let me think of a song. I don't know. I'm going to just say, boom. I just want to get to know ya. And then somebody like, ring, ring. Like, are you fucking, yo, I swear to gosh, like, I literally was just sitting in the parking lot for like a half an hour. Sitting in the parking lot for a half an hour, not doing nothing, waiting for X, Y, and Z. As soon as I'm about to pull off, turn my music, go, ring. Like, it's a distraction. Distractive energy, right? What else? And then it might seem like, that might seem a little weak to you, but you have to be in the moment just to see this shit. Because it'll be like, okay, first of all, I got 20 minutes. I got to get to a client's house. I just went in Royal Farms. Don't even scratch on that door, girl. I just went to Royal Farms real quick so I could get a soda, something to drink in between because it's so hot, right? At Royal Farms, I'm looking for my Royal Farms card. I get my Royal Farms card. I'm like, yeah, fiddling around with it. Bam. At the same time I'm doing that, it's people behind me and they act like they rushing, and then the person in the cashier talking to me. So I'm talking to her, trying to do what I'm doing and stay like focused and shit, right? And then at the same time, somebody calling me on my phone, like, yo. And I'm gonna take you out of it, Raimi. But yeah, I mean, shit like that, like, yo. That to me is very overwhelming. Like, why is it this second that I'm getting a phone call and not the second when I was just like chilling for like an hour? Like the whole hour I was chilling. Soon as I'm in my mode, like, all right, I'm about to do this. Earlier. Now, okay, so the energy, because I feel like I'm shifting. The energy, let me tell you how motherfucking, this how you know energy is real. And this is how you know shit can jump onto people. Because how is it that the same shit is happening now with somebody else? Like, and this is somebody, I don't want to say who it is because it's bad. Like, it's like somebody I'm supposed to be taking instruction from, right? And the person just keep calling me at the wrong time. Like, yo. And the fact that the energy is like, because this person need to be telling me some information and they asking me a lot of questions and shit. Like, I don't have the information in front of me. So it's not like I'm sitting in front of a freaking computer where I could just be like, oh yeah, I was just looking at that 2 seconds ago. You calling me and asking me all this shit and I'm just in a whole different mode about to do something. Maybe I got a cheesesteak in front of me, like, and then here you go. Ring, ring. What's up with the... I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't know, but it's just, it's the energy that attaches to y'all that will fucking it'll do it. Like, I could be like, all right, let me hurry up. Let me get ready to save this event in my phone. Soon as I'm about to press save, the phone call will come through. Like, and now the phone call is on my screen and I'm not even about to press save no more. I feel like the devil understands that shit. It, like, I could feel my face getting a little red right now. He understands what that shit does to me. It fucking sends me into a frizzy, a tizzy, a whizzy. Like, I be so, what you call it? Anxious? Not anxious, like overwhelmed, I guess. Like, triggered. Like, what? High anxiety? I don't know. And it's because, like, somebody on my other, on TikTok was like, you need to slow down. I do. Like, I feel like I tried to slow down. And sometimes the time be going fast as shit. Like, the time go fast. And a lot of things that's happening around my outside world is also causing me to be in this type of energy. That's another reason why grounding is good. Because I try to rush a lot because of my neighborhood. You can't find parking. I don't want to have to park blocks away or whatever, be inconvenienced to come home. So I try to, like, hurry up and do a lot of things in the daytime so I could be home by a certain time. It shouldn't even be like that. But that's what happens when you live in a space with people that don't think about their community. They just think about themselves. They sit up there and live on other blocks and come park. Like, I literally seen, like, riding through my neighborhood, people that live on other blocks come and park in front of my house or other people's spaces to take up space for somebody that live on this block. It is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. And if people really was like doing the first come, first serve thing, then yeah, everybody who lives and pay rent in these houses would have a space. But the shit is so unfair, and the county upholds this shit. This is another thing that ties into what I'm saying. The county will uphold it because they understand the positions and the struggle and all of that's happening. Like, why wouldn't you just if this shit is being reported that all of these things are happening? I literally just got a ticket because I parked in a handicapped motherfucking spot. It wasn't a full park in. It was like 1/3 of my car was in the handicapped spot. Because the way they park, like, they try to leave big gaps and shit. Like, these people are petty as hell. Like, and that's another thing. I don't want to put my energy into that low vibrational animalistic shit. Some people are still at an animalistic way of thinking. And you can tell just by the shit they fight over. Like, it's a community where people fucking live and pay. So they should be able to, like, you feeling authority to call your cousins from New York or whatever to come down here and take parking spaces and try to buck and intimidate people is beyond fucking me. But because of the people of America is so goddamn passive and they only, strong and broad when they feel like they got groups and things, form a motherfucking group and stop certain shit that is really affecting all of us. And then some people will allow this shit to go on because they feel like it'll affect a certain population of people more than the others, while everybody is really suffering. But they'll allow it because they feel like it's a jab at people. Take a chill pill? No. Did you see what I was saying? Is Raaant. Don't come on my story telling me take a chill pill. You can go. I don't need your one view because I know I'm gonna get more when you leave. See, sometimes energy, when one energy go, more energy come. So you can't all that take a chill pill when this is me ranting on my own page. This is what I choose to do. So I won't go outside or do something crazy to somebody. I'm using my energy and my voice how I need to use it. So excuse me if you feel a little salty, if you feel a little bothered or like a hit dog that need to holler. I was just using you as an example, and then that was a real 2-3 second example, and I went on to something else. Nobody even talk about you no more. Okay, thank you. So, but yeah, all of those things tie into me rushing in my day. Like, it's sometimes I'll rush and what is that? I can't see it. Say slow connection. Right where you just put up the emoji. Don't be sad, Rainy. Pick your cheeks up, boy. Don't be sad. Stop being emotional. I wasn't trying to be mean. So that's why, that's why I feel like rest is essential. Is essential. Rest is essential for me. Rest and vacations, like grounding, all of those things are very essential. And I feel like it's not just me. I feel like it's essential to everybody. But because people do not even think about, I'm not going to say everybody don't think. I know a lot of people think about it. But, if you live in a busy life, you would not. It's a lot of people that's like, all right, let's see what y'all going to do. Let's just not pay rent this month. Let's just stop paying rent all across the board. That's the type of movements, that's the type of action that we need to see. And I'm sorry, if the NPCs and the rich people want to continue paying their rent, let them uphold that shit. While everybody else dismantle this motherfucker. While everybody else break out of these, while everybody else break out of the systems that they got for us. We could do that. And this would be the time, because it's like they trumping up against us. And for real, I think people just don't think that certain shit will happen in this lifetime or while they alive. Like they feel like it's probably movie stuff, TV stuff, and none of this stuff will happen. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. The first time I seen Surrogates with Bruce Willis in it, I don't think half the shit that we have now we had back then. I really, and even if so, it wasn't like mainstream. Right now, there are NPCs walking around. In that movie, Bruce Willis was home controlling an NPC. Like you put the thing on your head, and him and his wife was one. Then you had the regular humans that never really got into it. Like, they was like, oh no, we ain't getting into that. They wound up crashing that system. They put a virus into the whole system, and people that still was wearing it, they went brain dead. But Bruce was trying to go back to his wife and like get it off of her. She was so like addicted to it. Like, did you see that, Rainy? She was so addicted to it. She didn't want to get out of bed. I'm like, that's crazy. She would have killed herself just wanting to be an NPC. But that is what I feel we have walking around. Like, we about to have that, if not already. So, Surrogates was out. I seen that probably 5-10, I ain't going to say 10 years ago, but it's been like 5-7 years, something like that. But yeah, so if you don't think that the times are moving into that, where some people you can't even tell on their social media if they are AI or if they regular. You can't even tell if they AI. Like, it's some women that, like, with the makeup and all that, and I be looking like the skin just look glossy already. Like, I mean, like, I got a natural shine. You see the shine, right? But their skin looks almost flawless with a gloss. And I be like, trying to blow it up. Like, are you real? Like, the ladies are starting to look like that more because of the wigs, the makeup, the fake this, fake that, and it helped create the wave. Like, by the ladies not being natural, it helped to create the wave of men being able to mimic it, and now AI. So they took our divinity, what was ours, and they sharing it with with men in AI. How do you love that? How do you fucking love that? We the creators, and then they taking our likeness like that. So yeah, well now, Raymond, you done got my face all over those AI pictures. You addicted to it. You act like you addicted to it and keep making stuff with my face on there. So they probably do got my likeness, but that's why we got to fight back. It was just a petition on change.org that, I mean, this petition got like 50,000 signatures because YouTube is supposed to come out with this policy that a AI search engine or something that can watch and monitor everything we do. So you gotta be kind of like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you see petitions like that, yeah, protect your rights, protect your likenesses, because like I said before, this, what I feel now, is the biggest destiny swap that has ever happened. And because scientists and the powers that really be were able to hijack this planet once, now they're trying to, they've hijacked it with life. They was able to procreate new versions and forms of humans on this planet and animals and things like that. So now they want to procreate the afterlife. So the death portion of our life. And this is probably why we don't know so much about life and death. Like, all we know is the program shit, because they don't want us to know, because we would now understand that certain shit that they're doing is to try to trap us. So how I feel like they're trying to trap us here. So, all right, let's talk about it. The traffic, the lights in the traffic is something that is, we all drive. We are all always driving, and those lights, you could drive for 8 hours, 10 hours. You know, that's where people would sit. And that's the place that a person would sit the most, where the light can hit them the longest, if that makes sense. So if they had to think of a plan, like, where can we position these LED lights to go into their eye portals and erase their brain, or change the very makeup of, you know, who these people are. We could zap them and possess them through their eye portals. So we need to send the flash right into their eyes. So how can we do this? What is the longest place a person will be able to sit willingly in front of that light? Traffic. Because people travel all the time. People travel for 10 minutes, for 10 hours. So if you have these lights on the road all this time, then this is a place that where people can absorb the most of that light. Even if it's on a street light, street lights come on at a certain time. You see people drive around with these bright LED lights all damn day long. Yeah, I seen that, what you sent me on Instagram. I gotta finish watching that. That's enough. I'm glad. See, those are the types of people that's actually taking action. Those types of people are taking action. And again, people just watching them do it and laughing and thinking like, oh, he's got his ass. The only pleasure that they see is somebody fighting, getting their ass kicked at the end or something. Because people like fighting or watching it anyway. But so with the lights, so yeah, they got us trapped. So I saw this clip on TikTok, and it was talking about Get Out, Jordan Peele movie, and how when the guy, I forgot his name, but he first went to their house and went to the party, and they was snapping the pictures in the flash. As soon as the flash came, it put him back into the dead space. What you call it? The sinkhole or whatever. And his nose started bleeding, and he was like, you know, they went into that So that right there is, I feel like for some people is capturing some type of essence of them, or pushing it back, or making them something that is doing to people, right? Because that shit bothered the fuck out of me. And at first, what I started noticing like years ago, like around 2019, the brake lights used to be extra bright red. Like, what the hell they put into the brake lights? And that was triggering me and making me angry. Like, why the fuck them brake lights? And that's what it's causing. So think about red and white flashes. Red, a red room is high seduction, is temptation, is rage, is anger. Those lower vibrational things. And then white flashes is like either shocking, freezing, I don't know, that bright white light even make me want to slow down, stop. It make me, give me a stalker feeling, or like I want to speed far, far away. So it's making me go faster away from these people, which in turns make you get a ticket. So I know all this shit because they need more money. They need us to get more tickets and more this and that, which is why you got them people provoking you on the road going 20 miles an hour. Like, police need to be out there giving them bitches tickets too, or whatever. Like, I'm gonna get a ticket if I speed around them. Give him a ticket for going 20 miles or 15 miles provoking me, because that shit make you want to fuck somebody up. And that's why people taking guns, brandishing guns and stuff at people, because that's what is. How many people have you rolled past in traffic with a bust out window? I've seen some. You got a lot of people that's out here that's just out here to cause havoc, to wreak havoc for real in traffic. So the agenda for that, the traffic, is not only to cause us to run them. They want us to run our tickets up. They need our money. They need to they need the accidents. They want us to not have cars, because the 15-minute cities are erecting, y'all. They want these 15-minute cities. They want it to seem like, oh, they speeding, it's reckless driving, we need to take the lanes away. Why the fuck would you take the lanes away? Well, we already had a massive, major means of transportation just broken down, like it's not usable no more. Our bridge have caused major delays in traffic. So not only that, you're taking away our freedoms with making 2 and 1 lanes. Y'all, it's crazy, it's bananas, and nobody's saying nothing, because I feel like all the people, them Hispanics, them Africans, all the motherfucking people from over the wall and everywhere they done let over here, is so many of them over here more than us. Because you got people that Americans is leaving up out of here. That I feel like all of the, like, how many of them is there over there? Like, how big is their shit that they could come over here and fill our shit up? Or is it that they just saturate in certain states? I'm just trying to figure it out, because New York looked fucking ridiculous. We went over there the year before last to go to Broadway, and coming back, I was so glad we was coming back. Like, the bridge going there, that shit was like, you wasn't moving. It was so oversaturated. Like, that state probably going to sink, because they got all them people there, and it's crazy. But yeah, I feel like they done brought that customs over here, and it's changing the very fiber of what America used to be. And because people are so fucking weak, like they people are really fucking weak. Like they love to fight behind the scenes and not be seen and shit like that. Like, yo, they taking our freedom away, and you feel like you still need to be sneaky but being voiceful about this shit. How is it? I don't see a lot of people being voiceful about none of this shit. Anyway, let's roll back to them trying to be God and take and change destiny swap with death. So, bam, the lights ritual. We clearly understand that light coming into our focal point, into our eye portals, is doing some rewiring in our brains, because when you know somebody that is susceptible to catching seizures, you flash that light in their face, they in front of the lights, they're going to catch a seizure. So that's another thing. Like, are the people that drive, like, are they wearing sunglasses? Like, are the people who seize behind the wheel not driving at night? Can we hear from them? Like, can they tell us how has life been since they've allowed LED lights to be installed in every vehicle? Because before that, like 2019, I just got a ticket for being on the road, on the highway, with my high beams on. Oh yeah, bus lanes only. I be busting them bus lanes up. I don't care. When people want to act like a jackass in front of me and go 10 miles an hour, I'll go right in the bus lane. Shit is free. And go right down there real fast with no problem, like a rebel that I am. So yeah, you got people that are seized up, that catch seizures from the flash, the lights, the bright lights. So I'm just trying to figure out who's on the road with me, who is on the road driving with me. So basically, they want to get us accustomed to these lights, accustomed to the AI, accustomed to all this shit, the gamers, and they want you to get addicted to the gamers and the streamers, because they want to take the very essence of our souls and spirits and put them into streaming games, into the metaverse, into digital software, so that they can control us for what they want on the digital side. Since everything is starting to become digital, since currency will become digital, they need now digital slaves, because we served our purpose on this physical earth. Because when Yah comes and he destroys this motherfucker, guess what? All the souls are going back to him that belong to him. So because they want to take some souls, they need to digitize that shit. Because you can always copy and paste that to the new world and then teach everybody a whole new curriculum, however that goes. So that's what they're trying to do. And that's why we need to find out more information about this world. We need to find out who's running it, how life goes, how the planet and the spirit goes. They don't teach us enough. Like, I feel like I was here and I didn't learn what I needed to learn. But hey, this shit, this experience, this life, this ride that life is giving me right now is definitely teaching me what I need to know as I'm going. And I'm learning, and I'm just open to it even more. So with a lot of people that don't have a purpose, that's not living in their purpose, they are very much going to be used for these new slave positions in the digital world. For people who sell their soul, who don't have any type of, following of Yahweh or anything like that, they're going to be in that digital world. They're going to be used. Some people are already there. They've already sold themselves to become an NPC. So their likeness is there. They've been buying furniture. There's worlds in the metaverse. There's something called an Oculus that somebody was telling me about, that you can put on your head and just talk to people, and you can do parties and this and that. That reminds me of the Bruce Willis surrogate shit, except for they was like physical form out in the world and stuff. So I want y'all to understand, honey, what time we living in, and that things are the conspiracy time is now. The NWO time is now. So if you don't find your position and you don't understand your power, then my friend, you better probably be almost guaranteed to be an NPC in a metaverse one day. All right. Well, I feel better. I feel fucking better. At first, like today, I felt like I wanted to cry. I felt overwhelmed. I feel a lot better. Like, I was on the highway, right? And I was riding behind this guy. He was going he started going slow. I'm going up 695. We by White Marsh. This is where a lot of them damn Mexicans at. This Mexican, he looked white, but he was Mexican. And I'm like, I flipped him off. I did flip him off. Because why are you doing, we are going 60 miles an hour. You want to just start going 40. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I got over. This man rolled up, put his window down. What? You monkey? You monkey? He was doing, he looked like a monkey. If I could have took a picture and showed him himself, that man looked just like a monkey. And it's so funny how they always resort to call people monkeys. And they closer to monkeys than we. That's what I was saying. Like, you look more like a monkey than we do. And he was like, yo, mama, suck my dick. So petty and immature things. And I just did not even want to fuss. But I could have went in. I could have said some more horrible things. But I just kept going because the shit was funny to see him act like, You're a grown ass man, and this is what you resort to try to hurt my feelings. Looking like a fucking orangutan. I can tell you the monkey you looking like right now. Hair's like it, lips like it, everything. But all right, keep going. Go off. Go off. I'm about to call you in a minute. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get that off because I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers trying to call somebody monkey like that hurt. Like, who is closer to a monkey? Who? Because of my skin color? Monkeys don't got fat lips. Baby. Monkeys do not have baby hair. Or coily hair. Like, their hair is fucking straight, actually. So I'm tired of that being tight-lippedly thrown out at Black Americans, Indigenous Americans. I'm very tired of that. But other than that, I'm glad I have my crown on to protect my crown, you know. I want y'all to start doing that too sometimes. Protect your psychic area because regardless if I'm not saying you're psychic, like there's still a crown and you can be attacked. So if someone pisses you off easily, that's why. So I'm about to start wearing my crowns and bonnets a lot more while I'm out. All right, but that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy everything. Take notes. And if you can, share my shit. You know what I'm saying? I gave some valuable gems. Start starring my shit. Give me some stars. I'm worth it, baby. If you don't believe me now, you will believe me soon. And with that being said, thank you. Why can't move slow connection? Damn.